Hello, everybody. Jason Sneed here with Jason's Advocacy Corner and the ADDPC, or the Arizona Developmental Disabilities Planning Council. I'm here with Melanie and Sey to talk about supported decision making. Melanie and Sey, let's just introduce yourself first.
Hi, my name is Melanie Soto. I am the state director for the ARC of Arizona. I have been involved in the disability field basically since birth. I have two family members, immediate family members with IDD, and also a cousin. I've worked for local chapter for about 20 years before transitioning to the state position, and very passionate about supported decision making and excited about what alternatives it offers to families and individuals with IDD.
That sounds awesome. So, Sey, what you got?
Hey everyone. My name is Sey. I'm a staff attorney with Disability Rights Arizona, formerly Arizona Center for Disability Rights. I've been a staff attorney for about 5 years, and I've been working on the supported decision-making initiative about that same time. I work on a variety of healthcare and civil rights issues. I'm really passionate about talking with everyone about supported decision-making.
All righty. Well, I guess the first question I got for you is the pretty basic one. It's what is supported decision making to you guys?
So supported decision making to me is offering an alternative to families and to individuals to navigate the decisions that they make in their everyday lives with proper supports. We all make decisions on a day-to-day basis that we sometimes take for granted. And then a lot of times we always reach out to those around us and ask for that help and their guidance, or even their professional opinion, because you may know somebody who is well-versed in finances. And so you would go to that individual and ask them for advice before making any kind of financial decision. And that's really the basics of supported decision making, but then it's creating that formalized agreement between two individuals on how that individual is going to be supported.
For me, supported decision making is about self-determination and autonomy. It's about allowing the individual to voice their concerns. It's about allowing the individual to voice their goals and their passions, their desires, and helping that individual gather information, helping that individual put all of that stuff together so that the individual is in the driver's seat and they are able to make decisions confidently about what they want in their lives. So supported decision making is about, like Melanie said, building that team, building the team to help the individual attain their goals. And it's also about the least restrictive alternative. So the disability rights movement is about about least restrictive options and alternatives. So it's about allowing the individual to live independently, live with self-determination with assistance.
Awesome. I always like that. So, yeah. Since the legislation just passed and went into effect in January, the 1st of January, have you guys seen a uptick in people wanting information about it, or those kind of things?
I would say definitely we have seen an increase in people wanting to expand their knowledge about it. They're eager for alternatives that are less restrictive, like Sey had mentioned. And they're also looking at their current situation and seeing if the way that they've structured support for somebody is the most least restrictive and if they should be exploring this option. So that's been really exciting to see it during some of the trainings that we've been implementing throughout the state.
And I think with at Disability Rights Arizona, we've been seeing a lot of interest and a lot of people inquiring about supported decision making. There's a lot of word of mouth. So people are talking about it, like self-advocates are talking about it, community leaders are talking about it, and people are really pushing supported decision making to be considered as an alternative to guardianship. We're really thankful and we're really grateful that people are engaging in this like really thoughtful discussion about supported decision making, because it's really spreading the word and it's really increasing awareness of this newly passed legislation.
And we've also seen an increase in people that will be receiving a supported decision-making agreement and what their role is on how to adhere to an agreement once they do receive it, whether it be in a medical setting or at school, or it's a provider agency that's contracted with DED. It's great to see that there's this interest of people trying to expand their knowledge about how all of this works.
Do you see anybody who has, created barriers for you or has opposition to supported decision making since the law has come out?
I think initially some of the obstacles that we faced have been those that have viewed supported decision making as an attack on guardianship, and that's not the case. And so we always make sure we state that up front during any of our trainings, that this is a least restrictive option or a lesser restrictive option to guardianship, and that there are going to be situations where guardianship is appropriate, and we fully understand that. And so this is not meant to prohibit those types of situations from occurring when it's needed.
And I think people are really concerned about the potential for abuse or neglect. But as our trainings have like really highlighted and emphasized, if an individual has more supporters, there are more eyes on that individual. So the likelihood of abuse and neglect decreases dramatically. And it's all about providing the individual the opportunity to take risks with their decision making and make bold decisions. Not every decision is going to be a gold star, 100% fantastic decision, but individuals learn from making different decisions. They learn from exploring different avenues, different options, and they learn from making mistakes.
Yeah, I don't make the right decisions for myself sometimes either. And I think people get confused about, that they're just scared that the person's gonna get harmed, or that we're against guardianship because we're for this bill, and that's not the case. It just gives people more options to be more independent. For the I guess what are some of the other interesting questions that you've received since doing the training?
So a lot of the times, the questions that we receive, people tend to really grasp supported decision making. But then we find that we get unique questions about their current situation and how to possibly transition out of it, whether it's changing who their representative payee might be. They might be under guardianship right now and they want to be able to explore supported decision making. And so we talk about the process of getting the guardian's permission to implement a supported decision making plan. So that's been some more of the more interesting conversations I think that we've had during these trainings.
Yeah, definitely. To echo what Melanie just said, a lot of individuals who have attended our presentation are either guardians or individuals under guardianship. So these individuals may have felt pressure to pursue guardianship when the individual turned 18, but now they might be reconsidering it, or they might be questioning whether guardianship was actually appropriate. So they want to, they're interested in pursuing supported decision making as a means to build confidence and build supported decision strengths and build that network. And I'll also just add like another interesting question that we received maybe like 1 or 2 presentations ago, and it was how supported decision making can be implemented on tribal lands. So each tribe has different laws. They have their own ordinances and their own codes. So it will always be based on each tribe and how they and how their laws interact with supported decision making. So supported decision making may not be a law on each tribe, but it could be used, and Arizona could be used as an example of successful supported decision-making arrangement. So I'm hoping to get some really good stories from we're hoping to get some really good stories from families who are using supported decision-making agreements, maybe sharing those stories with their consent with the tribes. So if the tribes are interested in it, maybe it could be something that they pursue.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope this, I know the council hopes that Arizona can be used as a resource for a model for other states to look at when it comes to supported decision making agreements. And speaking about the council, how is it working with the council and being funded by the council? How's that experience been so far?
I just know we're grateful for the opportunity to have this funding and use it to really educate the community about supported decision making. And I am always just in awe of the council and the priorities that they place on the disability community and making sure that the funds are being utilized in the most impactful way. And the staff there, including you, Jason, have just been extremely helpful and supportive of everything that we've done. And we appreciate you helping us to get the word out.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. The partnership between our organizations and the council has been immensely beneficial. It's learning and gathering feedback from the council on how we could best disseminate information about supported decision making, making sure we hit those areas that might be often overlooked, like those rural areas, and just having a good framework of training on supported decision making and building collaboration and coalitions with different organizations.
All right. Well, I guess the last question I have for you guys is, where can we see you guys next presentation, or if we're interested in supported decision making, where do we go?
So if you go to arcarizona.org, you can register for the next virtual session, which will be on January 24th. And we'll be posting more scheduled dates going forward in the future on our website as well.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun, and maybe we'll have you on again sometime talking about some other topics. I don't know. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. But I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. So.
Definitely. Pleasure to speak with you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
All right.